Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Let's go ahead and talk about price today. Were you guys watching earlier today when we had that little rally, and then it went flat for a very brief period of time and then went back down, almost exactly to where it was. It was something. It was the entire freaking asset class. It was Bitcoin. Well, I'm going to focus on the top 10 coins, but definitely Bitcoin, XRP, and the rest of the top 10, excluding Tether, of course, here. But there's lots of predictions being made by all sorts of chart analysts I will be covering in this video. One chart analyst in the XRP community says that there's going to be a huge spike in XRP price this week. I have another chart analyst talking about $28 XRP. I've got there's an article I want to cover talking about how Bitcoin likely going down to $5,000, before accumulation ends. And you can imagine what that would do for XRP if that actually is true. Not just XRP, but the rest of the market. Everything would tank temporarily. That's what I think. I'm going to be clear here. Not financial advice, okay? My name's Moon Lambo. Don't take me seriously. That'd be dumb. No, look, I'm just an enthusiastic member of the XRP community. No financial background. I just love looking at this stuff and sharing with you the interesting stuff that I find and making fun videos about it. So lots of opinions to share with you here. Before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button. And you should subscribe. I'll tell you what. So this is mostly a fashion channel, specifically designer women's wear, and so if that's something that you're really into, I would definitely encourage you to subscribe. Now, on occasion, I've been known to talk about cryptocurrencies a little bit, XRP, but again, mostly women's clothing. So if that sounds like something that really rev your engine, I encourage you to subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. So let's dig into this now. The crypto asset class sitting with a market cap of 193 billion. You've got XRP at 21.3 cents at the time of recording, and Bitcoin at 7,201. Now, can I just zoom out to this live coin watch page right here? I love their beautiful new website, by the way. Take a look at this. Can we look at just look at the top three? You can look at the top 10. The top 10 are on the screen too here. USDT, that's Tether, that's number 4. Ignore that, it's a stable coin. But let's look at the top 10 here. You might say that one of these things is not like the others, and it would be Tether, but the rest of them are exactly the damn same. Are they not? Look at these charts. I mean, not literally, but look at the top 3 specifically. Gosh, it's just, that's why I see stuff like this, and it happens on such a regular basis. I love pointing it out because there are some people that are deniers of XRP being tethered to the price action of Bitcoin, just because at times there are longer periods of times where it's just not as obvious. But right there, okay? I'm telling you, mature asset classes don't act like this. They don't follow one asset specifically. You can talk about markets moving down in tandem if disaster strikes, like in stock market in 2008, but that wasn't one stock leading it. That was just panic, right? We're talking about Bitcoin leading this garbage. It's nonsense. So let's go ahead and hop in here. Now, this is kind of fun. I saw this headline from you today. Top 3 price predictions for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Should we view the current pump as a reversal sign? So if you scroll down here, I'm only going to briefly cover this one here, but you can see with the chart here, it had just kind of started that little rally, which you can hear. And look, I'll put it on the screen here again. XRP up and then sideways and then down in very short order, right? And same thing for Bitcoin here, right? That's great. Let me get back to this now. So here you can see they wrote. Here's what they wrote for XRP. Here we go. XRP reacted the least on the sharp rise in price for BTC. Significant trading volume occurred during the sharp increase. However, XRP is currently trending downwards. As for the nearest price forecast, one should expect an update on the 22-cent level. Moreover, the Bollinger Bands confirm a continuation of bearish sentiments. And now that I have the benefit of hindsight, I can say, yep, went back down. It was not the case at this point. They were just saying looks like it was going to go back down. Anyway, next here, this is an article from A&B Crypto. Bitcoin may hit $5,000 before reaccumulation ends, says Tour de Meester. And I never know if I'm saying that right. Yeah, well, Bitcoin registered a growth of over 200%, hitting a yearly high of $13,800. Following the market's bullish phase between April and June of 2019. A lot of factors were identified to have contributed to this movement, with many major crypto personalities speculating that it happened following a period of Bitcoin accumulation. In a recent segment of What Bitcoin Did with Peter McCormick, Tur de Meester, founding partner at Adamant Capital, brought up the theory of accumulation by Richard Wyckoff and suggested that another bottom may soon surface for the largest digital asset. And by the way, I will say before covering this piece a little bit further, I got a little bit more I want to cover on this one, but there have been, if you've been following any of the videos I made that have to do with price action when I'm covering what analysts state, because again, I don't make price predictions, I don't know how to read charts, I don't pretend to, I don't want to learn how, I'm just about researching the fundamentals and sharing with you what I find. But as far as the idea of Bitcoin going to 5,000, there have been a ton of chart analysts that are saying, yeah, it's definitely in the cards. It could head that direction. And then a lot of other analysts saying, because of that, here's what the impact would be for XRP. And I've talked about that a bit recently. So let me finish this up, and then I'll share with you some more opinions from other analysts here. Addressing the trend, de Meester claimed that during the bull trend, long-term holders were sitting back on their Bitcoins and a new class of investors was piling on significantly, adding that major buying pressure was high. However, according to him, the market got ahead of itself in terms of price hikes, and he believes that the next phase of reaccumulation may soon surface. He said, quote, "After a rally, the market needs a breather. They need to catch its breath because that's how you go higher." And then, according to de Meester, once the weak hands are shaken off, Bitcoin's price will scale higher. However, the possibility of a new bottom was still in the loop. The final stages of reaccumulation would be over after the true bottom has been attained. De Meester believes that Bitcoin could go down to $5,000, adding that it would not be a bad situation as Bitcoin would still register a positive gain over the course of 2019. Okay, next here. This is from XRP chart analyst Sir Gordon Gekko, and he wrote this. "Once we retest previous wick, I expect a huge spike in XRP this week." Now, the thing I like about short-term predictions like that is it's easy to quickly track it just for the fun of it, and I like to do that. And by the way, I want to state this too. Anytime somebody makes a prediction or something like that, if it doesn't come true, play nice. Let's be adults at least. As long as people are operating in good faith, I really don't so much mind that. Anyway, here's the one of two charts. Here's the second one now that he put associated with this. And we shall see. I don't know which day is it going to be. Is it going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday? I don't know, but he tweeted this out today, so we shall see. All right, next. This is from DIY Investing. And he wrote this. He tweeted this out. "I have a really amazing video." Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that too. He's got a YouTube channel which is starting to get some traction. I'm not sure how many subscribers he's at right now. I covered some content from him within the last couple weeks or so. At the time, I think he may have had like 1,200 subscribers. But I'll say this. I've only watched a couple videos of his, but he's got another one I'm going to watch. The one that he's citing here, actually, I'm going to go watch that. But I'll just tell you that my impression from him, having watched two of his videos, is that he's not a hype guy, and he seems to have actually educated himself on trading, but something which, again, I don't know anything about, and I just don't care to learn. I just like to get the sentiments from people that do know what they're talking about. But I just recently started following, so if you're looking for somebody new, he's on YouTube, again, DIY Investing. But anyway, he wrote this. "I have a really amazing video coming out today that, quite honestly, could be my most important one yet. This is going to explain why I think the high-cap cryptos will see trillions flood into their market caps over the next cycle. Suddenly, $10,000 Ethereum and $28 XRP are reasonable." Now, conceptually, not price predictions for me, and I don't, it's just, I'm not that, this is not a hype channel, I'm just, that's why anytime somebody makes a prediction like that, I'm happy to quote them. I'm just saying it's not coming from me. But what I have talked about is the potential for XRP to reach substantially higher levels, which, again, also not financial advice. And I've stated in the past, and to me it would be weird, given that I'm very confident. I'm about 100% sure that this asset class will be here forever, short of the internet going away or something like that, okay? Given that's the case, and barely any money has flowed in after 10 years, but I know that it will be here forever, and people will figure this out, figure out there's utility, and that actually matters. I believe that there will be cryptocurrencies, individual coins, with trillion-dollar market caps. Why would? Because I don't know if there's going to be that many winners. It'd be weird to me if there weren't at least one or two or three that have gigantic market caps like that. Why wouldn't that happen? That'd be seriously weird for there to be an asset class like cryptocurrencies where it is all about fundamentally about actual value and actual price. To me, it'd just be weird if something like that never came to fruition. But who knows how long it would take, and we'll see. But just the nature, especially what Ripple's doing as it pertains to XRP being utilized as a bridge currency, I mean, that's solving a multi-trillion-dollar problem. And not that all of the money that's in Nostra Vostra accounts would just magically be replaced one-to-one by XRP. I know that. I get that. That's not the point, though. It has to, but I'm telling you, if people want to diversify and get in other asset classes, if there's staying power, it will continue to happen, and it will increase at an exponential pace. I believe that firmly. I just don't know how long it's going to take. That's just my opinion, though. Again, everyday Joe Schmo here. You don't have to listen to Moon Lambo. I got a silly name, I know. Here's a tweet from Magic, and he wrote this. Wow, Bitcoin bulls are pushing for a power recovery above the critical area that I've been talking about, the 50-week moving average, the 61.8% retrace, and the neckline of a large head and shoulders pattern are all converging. Despite dipping below, Bitcoin hasn't closed a daily candle below them. Now, mind you, this tweet was, what was the time? This is 7:38 a.m., so it was going up, and obviously we have the benefit of hindsight to see what ultimately happened there, and that's he look, to be clear, he wasn't stating that it would perpetually go up or that it would definitely go down. He hasn't stated that. It's more like when he's making when he's talking about analysis of charts, it's more like he's saying, if this happens, then this happens. If that happens, then that happens. That's essentially the way it's being approached, which, from my perspective, is a pretty good way to approach technical analysis, from what I understand. That's even guys like Peter Brand, even if you're not a fan of him, there's a reason he's got over 300,000 followers on Twitter. It's not necessarily about price predictions. It's okay if some people want to make price predictions. That's okay. I'm not going to. But I can always respect the people that say flatly, and Magic is one of them. From what I've seen, it's not this is what's going to happen. It's if this, then here we go. Essentially based on historical chart data, and that I can actually appreciate anyway. And so then here's another tweet. Here we go. And so this one, I want to highlight this too, since we have the benefit of hindsight now. This is a tweet from Magic yesterday before all that started. And he wrote this. You see that Bitcoin is currently dipping below the head and shoulders neckline, the 50-week moving average, and the 61.8% retrace, all things I've been warning about. Too much time under here could generate panic selling. And I don't know that it's necessarily too late for that, just because there was a little bit rally, which he did ultimately cite earlier today. And then 12 minutes after citing that rally, he tweeted this out, and he wrote this. Well, actually, let me read this first. So Robert responded, "You've been warning about Bitcoin under $3,000. We're not there yet." So Magic responded, "We haven't broken down below the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern either. That is the main condition that I think could lead to 3,000, and that condition hasn't been fulfilled yet." So that's what I was talking about when he's saying, if this happens, then this is likely. That's pretty much, it's more about probabilities. And that's why the people that think that there's nothing to chart analysis, I think they might fundamentally misunderstand its purpose. It's not all about making specific price predictions, especially if they're very far out. Not necessarily, anyway. Maybe some try to do that, but to me, it's more like the ones that are very professional about it. They always strike me as wanting to state, it's all about the probability of one direction or another. So that's what I'm trying to say. All right, now here's another chart analyst. He tweets about XRP quite regularly. This is Patty Stash, and he wrote this. Here we sit nearly 3 months later. And by the way, this was this morning. Here we sit 3 months later, and altcoin volume remains nearly constant. It's slowly creeping high, making higher lows as it rides the trendline support. Will this final bounce off support be the one that blows the markets open, or will it be the demise and we crash and burn? So there you go. Here's the chart that he is associated with it, talking about it bouncing off the trend line right there. I guess maybe wait and see. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!